everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. It's another video in my Christmas card series, and I am guest designing for Scrapping for Less again. So today I'm using this Kaisercraft tag pack and the Prima Marketing Christmas in the Country pad. I'm also using the candle die from Gina Marie Dies. I didn't see it in the Scrapping for Less store, but they do carry a lot of Gina Marie products. I will put the link for the die in the description below. So I could have just used the tags and put them on my card panel and could have made a really beautiful panel with this paper, but I wanted to try something a little outside of my normal wheelhouse. I love to color. I like to layer pattern paper. This is different for me. I love how it turned out. So what I did is I picked pieces of pattern paper to put in each one of these openings of the die. Kind of picked and chose different pieces that would show, and I die cut this so many times. My poor die cut machine he was overworked. But I used the tags here, this like really light blue greeny color that I used. That is the back of one of the tags. And later on I use a front of another tag for one of the candle images. But I just steadily went through this die here and I filled each one of the sections with images from this beautiful pattern paper. This stuff is gorgeous. Christmas in the Country it absolutely is country, and it's pretty. It's, like I said, not something that I would have normally chosen, but I'm glad I have it. It's definitely will get used, and it's just like delicate and kind of vintage looking. It is very, very gorgeous. So here I'm just showing, and I don't show all the pieces because that would just take forever, probably as long as it took me to put it together. But I just I selectively chose each piece, which was kind of like coloring in my mind. I wanted to spread around the images and really highlight certain things. Then I die cut the entire thing with Tonic's Honey Gold cardstock. First, and a piece of chocolate brown cardstock from Michael's. It's like the thick kind. I had tried to die cut this with my like cheap go-to card stock, the gold foil stuff. It just didn't hold up well and it kind of peeled. So I don't really recommend that gold that I use to layer a lot of times for this die cut. And then I took all the pieces that were part of the candle and the flames and I stuck them to a post-it note just so I didn't lose them while I was putting together this die here. And what I had done is I layered each of those pieces on a brown piece of cardstock. So it was kind of like inlay die cutting, except for there's two layers to it. So there's brown on the back, which adds a little bit of dimension because this card is going to be flat. I just used some Scotch tape on the back of my die here. You don't need anything special. I probably could have like used liquid adhesive to make sure they stuck down better, but they stuck down fine. It doesn't seem like anything's going to peel off, and it went together really nice like this. So then I took all the pieces of this holly leaf down here, and when I die cut that, I made sure that I die cut it so that the berries were kind of in the red area and the leaves were in this like greeny blue. I really wanted them to kind of stand out a little bit, be more typical holly leaf color instead of just random red and white cream. It's kind of a cream, red and cream and green that's in this paper pad here. And it was a really neat way to use these tags. Now on the holly leaf, I did not layer them on the brown cardstock, so those do just lay right inside the frame. But when I used the tag for the candle with the Santa, the like mid-height candle, that one does have brown on the back for that dimension. But the cardstock that these tags are made out of is really nice and thick, and I could just see using all sorts of techniques with them. I think they're really cool. I think one of the designers on the Scrapping for Less design team made a shaker card with them, and oh, they're so pretty. So here I just took the pieces from the candle flames and put them in their spots. This and the holly leaves are the only places where I used pattern paper in the same image or pattern in multiple spots. I wanted those candle flames to look kind of, I don't know, like that. They have like a gold star pattern on them. And then I chose this wood grain pattern from the paper pad to back my panel. I didn't really want to inlay each one of those triangles. I just felt like that was way too much work. And this looked just fine. And it added another bit of dimension when you look at it, because these are all laid behind the frame, so not inlaid. So it definitely makes it look like there's so much more dimension. Then I used this Darice Glitter Glue here to put on the candle flames and the glow around the candle flames. It's clear. I thought it would just add a little bit of sparkle, and it's thinner than like Nuvo drops, so it leveled out really nice inside that frame. And then I pulled out this stamp set from Penny Black. It's called Love and Peace, and I picked a sentiment that I could put on a little like panel, I guess, a little sentiment strip. It's kind of chunky though. I don't know if I would call it a strip, like a little panel. And I heat embossed this on the same brown cardstock that I used. You don't see much of that brown cardstock in the card itself unless you're looking at it on its side. And even then, it's kind of inside that frame. But I didn't want to add black. There really wasn't any black in this, and I just felt like the brown was the perfect color for this. And I picked out 2 strips for the Simon Says strip dies here. And I cut one out. I cut the sentiment strip, and then I cut some gold, and then I just trimmed it off so that it was even all the way around. And I decided where I was going to put that on my card and adhered that flat down. So this is a very, very flat card with lots of dimension because of the die and the layers, but it's thin. It's flat. And then I used that same glitter glue on the berries from the holly. So that is my card for today. Definitely something I don't normally do. I would encourage you to give this a try because it was really fun. Time consuming, but fun. I really liked that I was able to highlight individual pieces of this beautiful pattern paper in each one of those little spots. It's kind of like an I Spy game when you look around, and I really think that whoever receives this card will really appreciate the time and effort put into it, because you can tell that there was a lot of die cutting done. Anyway, that is my card for today. I encourage you to check out Scrapping for Less. Thank you for stopping by, and as always, give cards generously. Bye!